What's up, friend? Welcome back to my channel. I hope that you are having a very cozy weekend. You can see that I am in my cozies today. You know, I just felt like doing a little Ariana Grande moment today. So we're just gonna let it be. But I really need to talk to you because something that a lot of content creators specifically talk about is the lack of support that they receive in real life. For a lot of people, they get more positive comments from strangers on the internet than from people they know in real life. And when I say people in real life, I'm talking friends, family, acquaintances. Like, the hateration runs the gamut. And this shade throwing or just general lack of support extends so much farther than content creation. People will come for you for moving to a new city, changing careers, how you do your makeup, how you dress, how you carry yourself. No matter what you do, there will always be people who are trying to drag you. But it definitely hurts a lot more when it comes from people whose opinions you really value. Today, I want to talk about that experience and give you some advice on how to move past people's judgments so that you can live a life that you're proud of and accomplish the goals that you want to. And I want to throw in a little disclaimer here, okay? I'm talking about you doing harmless things with good intentions. If your family is coming for you for getting back together with your toxic ex, like, I can't really help you there. Frankly, they might be right. They probably are right. That's not what I'm talking about. We're talking about harmless things that you do that just seem to rub the people in your life the wrong way and you have no idea why. So use your discernment, okay? Use your intuition to tell you whether or not this video is for you. Before we get into the why and the how, I want to suggest first kind of releasing that expectation of being endlessly supported. Honestly, I feel like this level of disconnect is necessary for any journey towards success. You have to be able to stand on your own confidently and move forward without needing any sort of outside validation. So we've got to work on building our confidence and thickening our skin first and foremost. My number one tip for building confidence in your self-esteem is always to live in the end. What I mean by that is you need to channel a future version of yourself and live like them. You have to speak and move as your future self who has gotten the job, who's accomplished a goal, who has moved into the new place. Embodying that person is going to diminish your self-doubt and also put less weight on the opinions of other people. If you're living as the version of yourself who already has the job and someone comes up to you and says, ugh, I don't know, girl, that job's really hard to do. I don't think you can do it. What are you talking about? I'm already doing it. It sounds kind of crazy. It sounds a little delulu, right? But don't knock it till you try it. I'm telling you right now, living in the end is what gave me the confidence to quit my corporate job, to get married, to pursue my dreams, to get signed to a commercial agency. Like, I owe a lot of my life right now to living in the end and removing the importance of what other people thought about me. And I say that to show you that there are real life walking examples of this all around you. And if other people can do it, you can definitely do it too. It's purely changing your mindset in such a way that you believe that what you want is possible. Because a lot of us have these big dreams and big goals, but deep down on a subconscious level, we don't genuinely believe that we're capable of getting them. But if you're able to flip that subconscious switch by intentionally changing the way that you move and the way that you talk about your goals, that fear will no longer keep you stuck. So we gotta build our confidence first so that the haters are not impacting our progress, okay? We're gonna start there. I think it's also very necessary and helpful to understand where the lack of support might be coming from. When you understand the why behind it, it's gonna be so much easier to just let it roll off your back. One word, friend: projection. Say it with me one more time: projection. Here's the tea. We're all moving through this world in different ways because our actions and our thoughts are informed by our previous experiences. This is what we're taught growing up, stuff we got in trouble for at school, phrases that our parents repeated to us, lessons that we had to learn the hard way, etc. You might have a shitty relationship with money because you grew up with your parents constantly telling you that money doesn't grow on trees. And that phrase implies that money is a finite resource that's hard to get. You might be afraid of moving to a new city because when you were younger, your aunt moved to New York City and got scammed out of an apartment or something, right? Like, these are things that don't even have to happen to you as an individual. Sometimes you just have to witness things and that informs your thought process. We've all got our shadows, and these shadows inform the way we view ourselves and the way we view other people. So a lot of times when you do something out of the norm, that's gonna trigger people's shadows and they're gonna project their insecurities and their issues within their shadow onto you. This is a natural part of life and relationships. You can do the shadow work and the therapy necessary to kind of stop these projections from impacting your relationships with others, but you can't force other people to stop projecting onto you. You're never gonna be able to force other people to move a certain way or talk a certain way or be more like you. I'm gonna talk about this from a content creation perspective because that's my experience, but this projection applies to everything. It can apply to changing your hair color, to wearing an orange shirt when you're someone who doesn't really wear a lot of color. The projection can get so granular. Let's say that you tell your friend you wanna become an influencer, and being an influencer is something that has a stigma attached to it. I honestly am not entirely sure what that's about, but you're gonna get a lot of backlash probably if you share this goal with people around you, unless they work in social media or they get it in some way. Anyway, your friend replies, "Why would you wanna be an influencer? Like, all of our friends are gonna see your content and find it so cringy." Let's break that response down because that second sentence told me everything I needed to hear to identify it as a projection. Our friends are gonna look at your content and they're gonna think it's so cringe. This is your friend's biggest fear. It's at least part of the reason why they're not pursuing this themselves. They're afraid of being seen trying to do something out of the norm and people thinking that they're cringe. They're afraid of that, but you don't have to be. Wait, you're moving to a new city? Aren't you so afraid of not having any friends or family close by? No, you are. People are gonna look at you and think, You're afraid of people looking at you. You're afraid of being judged. I'm not. Pay close attention to the wording of the hateration, okay? Because if you read between the lines, it will be abundantly clear what exactly they're projecting. Once you realize that these statements 9 times out of 10 have absolutely nothing to do with you, they're not gonna hold as much weight. And this, in combination with your unwavering confidence, is what's gonna get you through. Going off of that a little bit, have you ever heard of the crab mentality? It's also called the crab theory or tall poppy syndrome. Buckle up, because this is a wild psychological theory. Y'all know I love psychology on this channel. So I want you to envision a bunch of live crabs in a bucket. Whenever a single crab tries to climb out of the bucket, other crabs will instinctually pull that crab back down. It sounds bizarre, but enough people, fishermen, whatever, have seen this to know that it's true, it happens. The crabs will never let a single crab leave the bucket. They will do everything in their power to ensure that they are all equally fucked. This aligns with human behavior, right? Because whenever we see someone trying to break from the norm, trying to get success, trying to get out of the bucket, society will drag them back in. Society will humble them. It's very much giving, if I can't have it, you can't either. Whether it's out of jealousy, resentment, competition, whatever it is, humans have a tendency to see someone doing something out of the norm, going for success, building their confidence, and they drag them back down. We see this happen all the time, specifically with TikTokers. I don't know what it is about TikTok, but this happens so often, it's so formulaic that I can predict it before it happens. Whenever you see someone blow up on TikTok, Charli D'Amelio, Addison Rae, Alex Earl, Pookie and Jet are the latest ones. You will see people instinctually just immediately try to humble them. Why? Because the crabs see their success and it makes them think of their own lack of success. And they don't like that. So now we gotta bring these people down, okay? We gotta nitpick everything we do. We gotta go back on their Twitter and their Tumblr. I'm gonna scroll down to 2009 and find something that I can make a big deal out of. We gotta bring these stupid people who don't deserve good things back down to earth because they're too full of themselves now. Did you catch that? We gotta bring these people back down to earth because they're too full of themselves now. The projection alarm is sounding. Do y'all hear that? It's in the distance, but it's ringing. I promise you, look at any TikToker, influencer, celebrity who is rising and blowing up fast and watch how quickly people try to bring them down. I mean, you really can't deny it. It's like clockwork. And hey, sometimes shitty people become famous. It happens. But a lot of the time, people just see someone who they perceive to be a normal basic person take off and it makes them think, this person is a normal basic person just like me and they're taking off and getting all this success and getting all this attention. Why can't I take off and have success and get attention? How have they been able to amass this big group of people that likes them and I can't have a group of people that likes me? Truly, like if this is triggering you, I want you to go deep down inside yourself. Go deep if you're someone who tries to come for people immediately after they blow up. Where does the need to do this come from? Either you want to bring them back down to your level, or I'm going to get to the other part of the crab theory. You see a crab climbing out of the bucket as a bridge to get yourself out. Okay, let's get the visual together again. I wish I had a whiteboard and some like illustration skills. You're all in this bucket. No one can reach the top, but one crab outstretches and starts making it. The other crabs start to think, okay, wait a minute, I see this crab here. Maybe I can use this crab as leverage to hoist myself out. But when they try, they all fall back down. No one's gonna get out that way. It doesn't matter what the reasoning is, because at the end of the day, you pulling that crab back down does not increase your likelihood of escaping. So the next time you're pulling yourself up and you feel that sensation of someone trying to drag you, trying to humble you, just remember the crab theory. They can't keep you in the bucket, friend. The key to not letting other people's judgments stop you, especially when it comes to people that you love, like your friends and family, is to realize that it's not personal. It's not about you. And I know this because I've done it. Look, I can admit it. I have projected my insecurities onto other people. I've seen people doing things that I wish I could do, but I lack the confidence, and it pissed me the hell off. And my instinct was to humble them. I was like, oh no, they're doing this and I can't do it? Bitch, you gotta be humbled. Do you see how insane that sounds? But I already know that a lot of us have done that. A lot of us project. None of us are perfect, okay? We've all had negative experiences or seen other people go through things that have impacted the way that we see other people and see our lives. But if we can move past that, if we can stop projecting, if we can live freely and let other people do the same, we all come out stronger. We all get out of the bucket. Don't let the bastards get you down. Build your confidence, live in the end, and see the projections for what they truly are, which is ugly. Suss them out. The less personally you take things, the better off you'll be. And with that, I'll catch you in my video next weekend.